Hello, this is the first trade recap, live trade recap. I actually make trade recaps from Notion, but this is a live one. I'm trying this out. Here we have a bearish fair value gap. This is an Asia session trade. This is actually my first Asia session trade technically because I used to trade Asian session 2000. So I thought that 2000 was when the Asia session opened for gold, but it's not like Forex. It's actually opening at 1800. So it's a little different, even though it's known as a forex pair or a commodity pair. So my bias was bearish for today. As you can see, we have bearish trend on the hourly. Plus, we did break structure. Then I think filled a fair value gap on the daily time frame. Here we're bearish. Why? Because we're moving lower lows and lower highs, and price broke structure to the downside. We were bearish on the daily time frame. We were also bearish on the weekly. I'm pretty sure. No, we just made one down candle. Usually when we make one down candle on the weekly time frame, we tend to continue lower. For example, right here, we made one down candle, then we made another down candle, continuing all the way down to here. This is not a down candle, but price did still continue down there. It didn't happen, okay? Yeah, I'm just saying sometimes. Here we went down, price closed up here, then continued lower. Here, same thing, but it's just like a normal thing everybody knows, so just trying to show that the bias was playing out. I think I got stopped out on break even. Yeah. Okay, so wait, actually I haven't gotten stopped out on the IFA. But anyways, I definitely got stopped out on the MetaTrader. So I have two accounts. I have an instant funded account, a 5K account, and then I have a Eval that I was trading. On the Eval, I'm up. So we ended the day off with a plus $31 or $38, sorry. And then for here we still haven't gotten stopped out, so I don't know. But let's just says 20 or 30, 31. Then so I'm going to explain the entry. So here on the 5-minute time frame, when we opened, what did we do? We go up, swept liquidity. I basically waited for a break of structure to the downside. We actually had an inverse fair value gap of this bullish gap. So after inversing that, we actually made equilibrium from this high down to this low. And price filled that, made a bearish candlestick. As you can see, it's right here. On the 1-minute time frame, what time is that? 18:30. Okay. So I was waiting at 18:30 for oh wait, did I get stopped out? Let me just see. Yeah, okay. So we ended today off with a $32 profit. The reason why there's two trades is because I made a trading error. Price, well, I basically entered here at 18:55. I'll tell you why now in a bit. But yeah, we're still up profit on the day. That's good. We're still going to be trading New York session though. I waited for a fair value gap to get filled because I need both confluences or a fair value gap because it's like usually equilibrium gets filled, then price is not filled. So here we have we have a fair value gap. Price it gets invalidated, and we make this uptrend basically. So the reason why I didn't trade in the first place during that time was because 1800 or right here after filling the fair value or after invalidating the fair value gap, we created an equilibrium, filled that. I went on the 1-minute time frame, then price broke structure back to the upside. I also checked for the 50-minute for some bearish confluences, but there was none. Yeah, then we also had pretty sure this bullish fair value gap. I waited for that to get invalidated. What happens? It got invalidated. I waited for this gap to get filled, though I think I went on the 1 minute. Yeah, after this inverse fair value gap, I went on the 1 minute right away because we already had an equilibrium beforehand. That got filled. After going on the 1 minute time frame, what did I wait for? We had this big bearish trend to the downside. What did I wait for? I waited for this gap to get filled, then a bearish candle to the downside to confirm bearish order flow. What happens? Price goes down. Price goes up, sorry, fills the fair value gap, 25% of the fair value gap, makes a down candle to confirm bearish order flow, confirming and telling me that price wants to continue lower without filling this fair value gap, this one and this one, because all these gaps is basically just one. theory. So if price only fills one fair value gap, price still has the opportunity to continue lower. So we filled that. I actually had a fill up here, just because, you know, after I was trying to enter manually on both accounts, and then one account entered me down here, one account entered me up here. So after entering, I kind of made a stupid decision. Price went all the way down to here, made a wick. I got really scared and took part on my profit right here, on the instant funded account, because it was my first time dealing with money on a real account. That's not going to be repeated ever again. So I put my stop loss to break even since I already took out profit, and for the other account I didn't. And what do you know price does? Goes up and stops me out at break even on the IFA. I'm just going to call it IFA because it takes too long to say that other word. And price continues lower all the way down to here. I actually had another take profit. I had two take profits. It was this as one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was this, then this. I didn't target this because it was a low probability of being swept during agent session. But instead of targeting that, I targeted this because this was also a 50-minute low, which price has the opportunity to fill, then continue higher. Then what happened after, wait, what was I saying? Yeah, we had two take profits, so I targeted this instead of targeting this low, but I'm pretty sure I had a fill down here, meaning price, let me just check real quick, plus $20, 5070. So I actually got filled 5070. I took out half my position, then put my stop losses to break even. Yeah, but it was fortunate that price filled me down here because I actually got a better fill than filling at 0.72, because 0.70 is a lot better. But as you can see, price is now continuing higher. Great risk management, putting my stop loss to break even. You know, it doesn't really matter how much the dollar amount money is. It just matters about the percent and being right about the trade idea. Here we were. There is a rule for me to put my stop loss or my take profit 5 pips above my usual, or sorry, 3 pips above my take profit, just because sometimes price can you know, continue a little lower, basically a couple pips or a couple points away from your stop or take profit, and then basically just reverses to your stop loss. And then the opposite is for your stop loss. When you have a tighter stop loss, price tends to sometimes stop you out, then continue in the direction. It happens a lot on XAUUSD, so that's why you should put your stop loss a couple pips higher, and then your take profit a couple pips or a couple points lower or tighter, and then widen your stop loss to ensure that it doesn't happen. Here it did happen because I was originally going to target this hourly low to the downside, and what do you know, 5 pips is right here. I was trying to target 50. On the other account, I put my take profit right here because it was an instant fund account. There's a 20% consistency rule, but I did that after price went all the way down here, then reversed to the upside. So that's why I got stopped out at break even. I should focus more on that, because you know, let's say I made this, or price went all the way down, for example, all the way down to there and hit take profit. I would need to make a lot just to request a payout, because giving that it's a $5,000 account and there's a $150 drawdown rule, it's pretty rare for that to happen. But yeah, we are continuing higher for now. The 4-hour closes in 19 minutes. We could take longs, but I'm happy with this win. I'm gonna shut the PC off. You know, it's one of my rules to take a win on the day, or take a win on the session, close the PC, go to the next day or the next session. For now, I'm only trading Asia session and New York session, because I've heard good things about Asia during gold. Let me just take a look here. Gold plus, where is that? Here we had minus $20. Here we had plus 160 Asia session, plus 75 Asia session. So I really like trading Asia session for gold specifically. I will be probably trading. I probably will be trading GBP USD later on. Not now, but because I'm really into gold, in my opinion. Let's see if we do break structure on this up candle, just because if it does, it can definitely continue higher during the coming session. But yeah, this is the trade recap. Waited for the fair value gap to get filled on the 1 minute. Bearish confluence to the downside, continued lower. 15-minute time frame before entering. Swept these highs. Then had this bearish candle to the downside. Where did we look to target? All the way down to there. There was also this hourly gap here. We could have, or not hourly gap, it was this imbalance. We could have targeted that, but price already went lower. I was kind of skeptical about going lower because the price still had a fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame to get filled, which is now getting filled, I'm pretty sure, which is this. So price could have continued higher, swept that, or filled that, then went down and hit my take profits. But yeah, good trade. See you later.